also get $207 million in fees and charges, mainly to the sewer and wastewater stuff. $72 million of your property tax money, $87 million in federal funding. So the federal government is sending money to a body that is unelected. Here's my favorite category. They get $28 million a year from, quote, other.
Other.
That's what their budget says.
Oh.
Other.
28
That's
million.
their transparency.
Other.
That's
They
a
get
big other.
But you know, they're also spending, if you look at what they're spending $378 million on transportation, meaning we're operating transportation at a $278 million loss.
Right.
I mean, if you really wanted to focus in just on that, what they're taking in and what they're spending is a $278 million deficit. That's the federal and state subsidies that we are all providing. I mean, if the people who rode this LRT and BLT, I mean, BRT, I'm sorry, didn't eat lunch, BRT, if they actually paid for all of this directly,
Through
it'd be
fares.
it'd be 20, 25 bucks a ride. We're subsidizing about 2/3 of that cost right now.
Yeah, so they're getting a lot of their money from us, and they're getting a lot of their land from us. They want that natural areas should be acquired before the opportunity is lost. And their directive to communities, local community plans, like we spoke about, need to acquire conservation easements and development practices, and their exact policy is to identify lands with natural resources that are desirable and put them into protected status.
So that's claiming that there's endangered species in there or something, so the government has to take over the land?
They have to take it over, so, well, for our recreation, you know, for things that we don't want to lose the beauty of it.
I see.
So
The amount of private land available for purchase and for tax revenues and so on continues to shrink.
yeah, well, we just had an article in the Star Tribune a few weeks ago about, I believe it was Deep Haven over on the west side of Minnetonka, where the Metro Council went in and got the city council to pass a statute now where they're going to take farmland, nice pristine farmland, and they're going to put up a series of townhomes, hundreds of townhomes, and then they're going to create a series of parks up and down the west side of Minnetonka, so that it's basically off limits other than to hike or, you know, things like that.
Well, and I'll tell you, you know, what's worse than that is going back to transportation. One thing they're doing is they're pushing, and this comes down to the county level, they're pushing something called complete streets.
Oh, yes.
Now you'll notice a lot of the streets have been restriped, a lot of the county roads from 4 lanes down to, I would call it 2.
Right,
They
2.
would call it 3, but I call it 2.
It's 2
A
lanes.
turn lane is not a lane of
usable
traffic.
lanes.
Yeah.
No.
That is by policy. Now, they'll lie about it and claim, oh, no, we're trying to slow traffic down or some garbage like that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is a directive from Hennepin County. July 14th, 2009. Complete streets, making sure streets are available for walkers, bikers, and whether walkers and bikers are using it or not relevant. Here's what they say. Yeah, they don't care. I mean, I don't see anybody biking down Douglas Drive or Bass Lake Road. I don't see anybody doing that.
What about our sidewalks?
Yeah, that's not enough. Because
That's not enough.
the walkers and bikers need their own.
Lanes.
Their own. Developing complete streets will be a priority on all corridors. Now, if you're not familiar, a corridor, we're in the Northwest corridor. Yes. Areas of the Twin Cities all have their little special names that the government gives it to them. And every transportation and development project will be treated as an opportunity to make, quote, improvements, i.e., we're going to come in and we're going to tell you how to do it. This is what they're going to do. They're going to go to cities that claim they're broke, say, we're going to do this on your road, and we'll pay for it. So to the cities, it's, quote, free money. That's how they're going to view it. Don't worry about that. You're not paying for it. The county's paying for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't pay them. So that will be, and then they want to include providing connections or critical linkages between activity centers and major transit connections.
Yeah.
Back to the transit-oriented
Yep.
development.
Back to the comprehensive plans
Yep.
for each city. I mean, look at the deal. I mean, I can't say with certainty, but Aldi moves into the neighborhood here in Crystal, right? And happens that Thriftway goes out of business within a couple of months, and the city didn't think that was going to happen. It just so happens that that property is
Area
in
6.
Area 6 in the redevelopment plan, that they want that so they can put high-density housing within a half a mile of where the rail.
So you're talking about the Thriftway property that went out of business is in Area 6.
Yes,
Yes.
so the land use part of the
That
comprehensive.
block. That's how big Area 6 is.
And
it's that block that Thriftway sits.
And it's not just Thriftway, though. It's the businesses next to them.
There's a couple of other businesses.
Where I get my car fixed, ASI, a great
Yep.
place. They better not leave. And we also should mention Area 3 is where Northwest Family Physicians is moving. The corner
Oh,
of
thank you.
81 and Bass Lake, the northeast part. That, again, what's going to be, they think, riding on 81?
Yeah.
LRT.
LRT.
So it's back to the transit-oriented development. And if you look at, I mean, and Crystal's not alone. I mean, the land use, again, is one part of the comprehensive plan. But like we said, New Hope, Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, they all have land use proposals that will be in line with the regional planning of the Met Council and the state and the feds and whoever the hell else has got their hands in the NGOs all the way up to that.
Well, and they really think that as the population gets older, that people are going to move into these townhomes and multifamily units that they're building. That's what they're counting on, so that they can go and get this property and make it greener, in a sense. I mean, they want to make greenway corridors to link the parks together.
Well, that's part of the regional
Yeah.
trail plan, is linking Bassett Creek Park with French Lake Park. They're going to build one along 81. Now, who's going to ride their bike along 81?
Not me.
Seems like a terrible place to have that. And last time I checked, you could still ride your bike on like a city street. I mean, they haven't outlawed that
haven't
yet.
outlawed that
Can't
yet.
park on them, but
No.
you can ride your bike. But you know, the whole thing, again, every arm of this has some top-down master plan. And remember, part of, well, I'll refer to Agenda 21. You can Google that if you want to. Part of what the UN has pushed is that private property is a bad thing, and it creates inequity
Yep.
among citizens.
Yeah, and Bill Clinton signed an executive order while he was in office to push Agenda 21. I mean, like him or hate him, I mean, that's a fact. You can Google it, you can find it.
But he did not have sex relations with that woman.
But to think that that doesn't affect our everyday
Outside.
lives, I mean, that's just ridiculous, because it has come down from the top. It's been embraced, ICLEI, I-C-L-E-I.
Yep, that's
you
another
know,
one. Minneapolis and Golden Valley are both members. Yep.
So-
and you people in Minneapolis will be glad to know that you've hired a bike and pedestrian coordinator while laying off 6 firefighters.
Yes. Right.
How much does that position
88
make?
grand.
88.
Where do you go to school for that? I'd like to know where I go to school for that.
I don't know.
I wonder what the job requirements are.
Now they'll have to start a program at the U to
Right.
train these
They'll
people.
have, yes,
That-
that'll be in demand for jobs in the
More
next,
money from the
And a
legislature.
professional organization, just like
Right.
with city managers.
That's right. And you
Yeah.
know,
And then it'll be unionized.
it's probably somebody like that who got that position, some sort of career bureaucrat who bounced from city to city. That's
Yeah.
probably who they hired. So all that for a city that says they're broke.
Are these all things that you're looking for? Are these all things you're willing to pay for? If not, speak up.
And if so, I could really use a few bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
There be no begging on this program.
All right.
Well, we're about out of time again. We haven't extensively covered this topic, but I'm sure you'll hear more. You stay tuned, because there's a lot more to it. But for now,
That's it.
Ah.
Signing off.
signing
That's
off.
it.